Liberal arts education can include technological education. So it really should be liberal arts and sciences, but we often just condense it down to liberal arts. But liberal arts encompasses all of the natural sciences. It encompasses math and engineering and computer science. So you can major in any of those fields and really focus in and concentrate in those areas and study with professors who are world-class in their subject and doing cutting-edge research. But at the same time, if you're having a liberal arts education, you're also exposed to other fields and other disciplines. And so that gives you a lot more flexibility in the way that you think about the world. And also, it enables you to have meaningful interactions with people from many different fields and disciplines. So if you think of a person who only received a technological education, how difficult it might be for that person to communicate with people who are outside of their own narrow field. Even if you are a scientist doing research, or if you're a computer engineer, or in a very technical field, you still need to communicate to the outside world what you're doing. And if you can't communicate, then you're not going to be able to win those big grants. You're not going to convince governments and industries of the value of what you are trying to achieve. So if you have a liberal arts education, the chances are that you've really learned how to communicate effectively, how to talk to a wide variety of audiences, how to write effectively and efficiently. And so that makes you much more competitive in a world where people need to communicate with each other. Having a liberal arts education gives a person the flexibility and the adaptability to take on many different jobs and many different careers. So the world today is not the same as the world a generation ago, and I think parents really need to understand this. A generation ago, it was possible for people to take on a job in an industry or with a company and maybe work 30 years and retire. My own father worked more than 30 years in the same organization and then retired. These days, it's much harder to have that kind of stability. So young people, chances are they're going to have many different jobs and even several careers during their lifetime. And if you have a liberal arts education, you will be able to take on different challenges. You will be able to take on a different career if that's necessary for your development. And a lot of studies have shown that, well, people with a strong technical education in an area like computer science or even finance or accounting, they sometimes do very well in the job market early on when they graduate, better than the average liberal arts graduate. However, over a period of between 10 and 20 years, the liberal arts graduates not only catch up, but they often advance further in their careers, in their professions, than people who have a more narrow technical education. So while the advantages might be apparent early on, over a long period of time, liberal arts graduates tend to do better.